Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video here, show you this is my preferred way of making a fire. I call this a gravity feed. You start with larger logs at the bottom, and as you work your way up, you make them a little bit smaller. Start about, I'd say that's about 2.5 inch diameter there at the bottom, then about 1.5 inches in the middle, and then go down to, I don't know, quarter size, maybe a little bit, maybe nickels. Oh, my stuff's falling over. Okay. Then of course your finger size, pencil size, and then pencil lead. Then I'll take a piece of bark and put my fat wood shavings in there and spark it, and then when it ignites, set it on top, and then put your small pencil lead stuff or twigs on top of that, and this will go for a few hours. I do have some other wood out here, but I am in beautiful Plum Orchard, West Virginia, camping out in the campgrounds here. You can see the lake back there in the distance. It is January 23rd. It is 21 degrees out right now. Tonight is supposed to get down around 12 or 13 degrees. I'm going to show you my little... Okay, anybody who was previously in the military or currently in the military, you know what this is. These are 2 Army ponchos. Now, these aren't genuine issue. These are, I think this called Brooklyn Armory, is a manufacturer of these. These are multicam. To me, they didn't look like they were big enough to start with. But I laid down on top of one, and I guess it is the right size. Because I actually fit underneath it. I didn't think I would. They looked smaller to me than the ones that I had when I was in. And then of course, underneath that is a whoopee. I have 2 whoopies. The other one is actually still in its bag, and it is a pillow. And then of course under that I have 2 wool blankets and a mossy oak sleeping bag that is supposed to be rated to 35. So I'm hoping between the whoopee, the 2 wool blankets, and of course the sleeping bag, that it's going to be enough. I'm thinking it should be. I'm usually pretty warm. I will heat up a bed pretty good. And then of course under that, you can see a little piece of it there hanging out, is a blue tarp. That's one of those ones you buy at Walmart. They're 5x7. I just laid that down as my ground cloth. I swept a whole bunch of leaves in there to insulate me from the ground. Now, if you're looking at this thinking that's pretty low to the ground, yes, you are correct. That is about, I don't know, I'm 6'2". This line comes to just above my knee. So 1.5 feet, maybe. There's a reason why you do that. Because that tarp, or that shelter, will actually help hold your body heat closer to you. So the closer you are to the ground with your shelter, the less air, or the less space that your body actually has to heat. I already laid down under there, and even though, like I said, it's about 21 degrees out right now, it's actually kind of warm under there. I set this up first. I already know what the weather's going to be like, but I came here acting as if I didn't. So I'd always put my shelter up first, because you never know. You don't want to be trudging around in the woods and all of a sudden it starts snowing. Snow's not so bad. If it was about 33, 34 degrees and then it starts raining, it can ruin your parade really quick. You don't want to get wet in those temperatures. Now, you can get wet in the snow. You know, you get the snow on you, you go by the fire melts the snow, the water soaks into your clothes, and you're fucking miserable. And you could die out here. Now, I can call out of here in an emergency if I need to, but there's zero internet out here. So this is, to me, the perfect camping place. You can't sit on your phone all day and waste this beautiful nature. Okay, so now these are two separate ponchos for those of you that don't know, okay? Now, they call these shelter halves. Now, they're not like the shelter halves the Marines carried 20, 25 years ago. That was actually a shelter. It was meant to be a tent. These are ponchos that snap together. And as you can see along my ridge line here, they're snapped together. And where they snap together, you can see this is the opening here, but it is facing down. The reason you do that is because you don't want water in your shelter. Now, you could, if you wanted to, run you a nice strip of duct tape down that seam to seal it up, but it's not necessary. It's not going to rain today, and if it did, the water would run right off. Now, those are your hoods. That's the hood that goes over your head when you're actually wearing it as a poncho. You basically just bundle all that up and tie the string around it to seal it off. That way the water don't run into your shelter. And then, of course, you peg them off to the ground. This, of course, is a piece of 550 cord. Just kind of lashed around the tree. Goes all the way across to this one, where it's just kind of, it's not a bow line, it's nothing special. Basically, I go around the tree and then over this line, bring it back, and then I pull it this way to cinch it. Then I go back around the tree, go back around it this way, pull it that way, then bring it back around, and then just a simple hitch. Well, not exactly a hitch. It's sort of a box knot, but it pulls differently. And all you have to do really to pop this loose is this top little line right here. Tug it that way. And I use the corkscrew on my Swiss Army knife. All right, so we got that. So that's my shelter. All right. And now you're probably wondering, should I, at least attempt a fire closer to that? Well, this is a designated campground, and that is the place they want you to build the fire, in that truck rim, which I think is kind of stupid. You should be able to build your fire wherever you want. So what I do have, and what I will be using, because it's smaller, more controlled, just in case I need it. I'll set it up if I need it, but I won't do it unless I absolutely need it. All right, I went on Amazon and got one of these little guys right here. I'm gonna hammer around here so we can, oh, wait a minute. Let's get the camera out of the sun. There we go. Well, you don't exactly see me, but you don't really need to see me. It's not that important. All right, now, some of this, I got quite a bit of gear here that I have recently purchased, and I haven't really got to use it enough yet. I will say this, if you're in the market for a starter saw, okay, you don't have a lot of money, this is a Corona razor tooth saw. It is a pullback, so it only cuts pulling back. It is very large teeth. Let me get this thing here. It is very large teeth, and I absolutely love this thing. I wanted something, to start with, but I hadn't gotten. This is a silky, okay. but I hadn't gotten any of these yet, but I wanted something. So I looked online, and I actually saw this. There was quite a few good reviews on this thing, but my local Lowe's sold this. So that's where I went and bought it. If I can get it in a local store, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm impatient. I don't like waiting on the mail. But this is a really good saw to start with. It is a large tooth, so it's meant more for your softer woods. And to be completely honest with you, it cuts faster than this one. This is a Silky Gomboy 210. But this is the medium tooth. The reason why I bought medium tooth is because it works better for harder woods. This one does not. So through softer woods, this cuts faster. This cuts harder stuff. And it's not quite as fast as I'd like it to be, but that's fine. It is what it is. But I did just get this. I've used it a few times. I'm going to do an initial review on this, which I think I pretty much just did, but whatever. I like it. It stays in my little pack. But anyway, let's get back to this thing. Okay, this is, and I did buy this from Amazon. It is made in China. It is stainless steel. And it is called I think it's Lixada. Yeah, Lixada. Okay, I have not used this yet. As you can tell, it's nice, pretty, shiny. It hasn't been messed with. Let's see. Let's put this one together. Now, this is what I will be using this evening if I need it. I don't think I'm going to, but I'm going to have it set up just in case, because 14, 15 degrees overnight temperature, that's pretty cold. And I don't want to fool around with that. I do have my car here just in case. I'm not going to kill myself. But I just want to see, because it's been a long time since it has been a long time since I've camped in the wintertime. And there we go. Yeah, just bear with me here. I've had this together once before, but... Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. I think, if I remember correctly, you put the front on last. Yeah, I do believe that is correct. Put the front on last. See, I keep seeing all these gear reviews on YouTube, and these guys use these folding ones that don't have to be put together like this. And I think those would be easier to fiddle with than these crazy things. I don't know. I got it together. I don't know if that was exactly the best way to do it. I put this thing together once before, but it seemed to be easier the last time. Okay. Yeah, you can see my breath. It's cold out here. Okay, but then that goes on there. So I have not got to use this thing yet. I will definitely be doing, or I'll definitely be using it, just to see how well it works. I put this in my pack because before I had one of those, the big metal containers that you would see in a cafeteria that you put spoons, forks, knives, whatever in. It's tall, round, got a bunch of holes in it. Well, I bought that and I was looking at it and I was like, that might work pretty well for making a little stove out of. And the little sterno cans actually fit down inside of it. So the idea was to set up that can, put the sterno can down in it. And I had the steel tent pegs you buy from Walmart. They're like 58 cents a piece, going in through the holes in an X pattern. And then I would just set my little metal cup on top of that. My Stanley little cook set thing here. Go dig it out of here, I suppose. This thing. You know, it would just like that. That was the idea. But then I was looking around on Amazon and I saw this and I was like, that's much better, because this breaks down, folds up, and fits in this little thin nothing envelope. So I figured that would be better. The weight is about the same as that can. The only thing is that can doesn't break down. You know, it stays. Yeah, it actually, you know, it can break down and put it away. Okay, now this Stanley cook set here, I've had this for a while. I've used it a few times. Doesn't really look like it, but I don't bury this thing in fire, so it's not burned black. I just set it on the fire. All right, I have salt. I have, and this is iodized salt. That's a good idea. Pepper, okay. Can opener, P38. Now I do still have the sterno cans in here. I was actually debating taking those back out because I don't really think I need them now. But I technically don't really need this either, because I do have my canteen cup, and my canteen canteen carrier. So this may not be necessary anymore, but I haven't taken it out yet. I haven't really decided whether I want to yet or not. But I do like this little cook set. As far as like making soup, boiling water, things like that. And then in my other pack, give me a second here. Now this is not all carried at the same time, okay? You're probably wondering, why does he have so much stuff? Yes, I have a lot of stuff. There's that. I do have a lot of stuff, but that's also because I'm in my car right now. So I have the ability to cart all this crap. But I also have the cook pot. Stanley. Stainless steel. I've got... what is it? It's oats, but it's not rolled. It's steel cut. There we go. Beans, pinto, and then of course the most important drink of the day, coffee. I have. Oh, this is the best coffee on earth. I love this stuff. Well, okay. It's the best coffee to me so far. I still want to try Black Rifle coffee, but I like this stuff. And then, of course, I also have Taster's Choice. This is the 100% Colombian. Yep. So, the most important, and I have a lot of it because I like coffee, and it weighs damn near nothing. The only thing is this stuff's expensive. I think there were 8. Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So 8 of these cocksuckers cost $14, I think. That's what you... Well, it's about $20 a pound for the Death Wish coffee, but I buy it. I absolutely love this stuff. But this is just emergency food. A good, and it weighs almost nothing, this dry stuff. But it does take a long time to cook, so you have to keep that in mind if you ever have to actually use it. I'm actually thinking about switching this out for maybe some quinoa, or maybe grits, maybe like instant grits, because you want something that's dense, has a lot of calories, has a lot of see, that's screwed up. I'll take it back apart in a second. Something that's rich in carbs and fiber. You definitely you got to keep up your fiber. It's important. But it fits in here nicely. And if I remember correctly, I think this whole container weighed out to I think it was just over a pound, I think, with everything that's in here. Yeah, I think it was just a little over a pound, like 17, 18 ounces, something like that. Alright, so that's this. Alright, now, the next thing I want to talk about. I've started buying a decent amount of this Maxpedition gear. I actually like this stuff. Let's see, inside this one, this is basically my I'm a truck driver by trade, and so I keep a lot of this stuff with me, and this pack usually sits on the floor close to me because this is the stuff I use most often. Of course, we'll start with the most important thing: the Constitution of the United States. I suggest everybody get something like this. Start reading it. Well, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to turn this channel into politics. So I'm going to refrain from that. But just get this, read it, study it. It's important, just in case, they might try to whatever. Anyway. Okay, next I got Write in the Rain paper. Okay. This is good stuff. I got a lot of this stuff laying around here. This one's a grid though. And it's got wood measurement. Says wood dimensions. So I'm guessing this one's meant more for and it does have markings for measurement. You got centimeters on one side and inches on the other. Okay, yep, this one probably meant more for building, because this thing says fasteners required per 100 square foot of deck. So if your decking is 2x4s and you got 16-inch joists, 610, that's interesting, but unnecessary for right now. Okay, then I have an O-light, the i5T EOS. Now these damn flashlights, these O-lights, you hear people talk about them all the time, and there's oh, they're so great. They're expensive. Who the hell wants to pay over $120 for a flashlight? I mean, this one I paid, I think, $30 for. Now, it's little. It takes one AA battery. I do like this flashlight, but I'm not going to spend that much money on flashlights, considering the fact that this is a Benchmade Freak M4. I've had this knife for a little while. I absolutely love it, but I haven't put it to its test. But I'm not going to do anything with a folding knife you shouldn't do, because these bastards are $200. I don't want to break it. But it is a really nice knife. I like it. And then, of course, to go along with it, I got what I'll refer to its baby brother, which is in my other pocket. Benchmade Bug Out CF Elite. It is S30V steel. This is the carbon fiber reinforced nylon polymer. Yeah. Okay. Carbon fiber reinforced nylon polymer. It's really light. Feels like there's almost no knife in your hand at all. And you actually can't, like, if you took any normal plastic Chinese knife, you would be able to squish that flat. But I'm using, and I've got pretty strong hands, and I can't even, yeah, no, that's tough. I like it. And then, of course, and this one I just got in the mail yesterday. This one I got in the mail yesterday. And then the other one. There's the other one. I had to dig it out of my pocket. Okay. This is the CJRB. What is this thing called? The Krag. Krag? Yeah, the Krag. CJRB Krag. This is D2 steel. Now, this is the Knife Center exclusive. It's the burlap micarta handle. It doesn't quite flick as fast as the other ones I have, but I like it. I think I paid $40 for this. I think. I'm not really sure. This is the... now, again, these aren't really reviews. I just got these yesterday, so I'm not doing much with them. Okay, this is the Civivi Elementum. This is, I can't think of the wood, the scales here. It's a strange name, starts with a G. I can't think of what it's called. I wouldn't even attempt to say it either, because it's a name I may not be able to pronounce properly. But it is some kind of wood, and it is black blade. It is D2 steel. I think I paid $65 for this. I like the Civivi Elementum, but I wanted something a little bit different. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, I like that, because I like knives with the wood handle. But again, these are not reviews yet, because I just got all three of these yesterday. So I'm not trying to do reviews on them yet, because I like to actually use them, test them, blah blah blah. This one I've used quite a bit, mostly paper, opening envelopes, cutting up cardboard boxes. I had to cut a few of my straps. I haul a flatbed, so I had to do a lot of straps, or I have to deal with a lot of straps, and one of them actually got wedged under a pallet, and I couldn't get it loose, so I just took it, went, and it sliced right through it with butter. Again, M4 steel, which is exceptionally good. I watched a video on YouTube of a guy actually putting it through its test to see what you could actually get away with using this knife. So he brought it out bushcraft, and he was batoning it, feather sticking. He was doing all kinds of stuff with it, and it didn't break. Knives like let me get my other one here. I have a lot of knives, but that's a good thing. Okay, so the same guy that tested this knife, okay, he also tested one of these in a prior video. Now, if we all have a grandpa that likes pocket knives, we've probably all seen these. This is a buck 110. It's I do believe it's 420 high carbon stainless. It's got its own patina, because these are brass, so these are starting to. I use this knife quite a bit, but this also has wood handle. I like the wood handle. But he started batoning on this one, and it busted right there at the hinge, I guess you want to call it. Whereas he did the same test on this one, and it actually survived. So he basically said, if you need to use this for bushcraft, you can get away with it. These Benchmade knives are really tough, really durable, but I'm not going to use it for that. That's not what folding knives are meant for. So, you want a baton, you want to beat on something, a nice tough knife that will get through it. This one. This is the Condor bush lore. Black oak, black walnut handle, brass rivets, lanyard hole. This is paratender, I think is what this stuff's called. It actually has the waxed jute inside here. I've had this knife for several months now, but the latter half of 2020 was crazy. I basically had to work almost nonstop, and I didn't get time to really relax and do anything like I'd like to. And I was just unfortunate enough to not be parking in the right places, because a lot of the truck stops are near the woods. A lot of them are, especially on this side of the country. And it's easy to just, when you park early enough in the day, just kind of dip out in the woods and, play around, do whatever you want, and hunk it back to hitch it back to the truck stop and go back in your truck. This is the first time I'm using this thing. I feather sticked a few things. I batoned with it, and it seems to work pretty well. This is 1095. No, this is the 10. Okay, I'm not 100%, but I'm thinking this is the 1075 high carbon steel. Because where's the other one? Condor Village Parang. I bought both of these at the Smoky Mountain Knife Works in Sevierville, Tennessee. If you ever get a chance to go to that place, go. If you like knives, if you really like knives and guns and ammo and things of that nature, Smoky Mountain Knife Works is basically the adults' KB Toys. Okay. Now, this is a wonderful chopper. I've used it. Again, today's the first time using it. I've had this thing for almost a year and have just now got to use it. No, wait a minute. Not a year. Oh, pardon me. No, I got this last summer. I know that. Yeah, but it's a wonderful little chopper. This is the Condor Village Parang. It is 1095 carbon steel. Again, black walnut handles. Very nice grip. This ball on the end really keeps it from coming out of your hands. And again, I've got some more paratender. I like having this stuff. But again, this is the first time using it. It's a nice little chopper so far. There's a channel I like watching. It's called Really Big Monkey 1. The guy's name is Dave Pearson. So if he ever ends up watching this, hi Dave, I'm a big fan. He likes, where am I? Oh, it's attached to my hip. Okay, sorry. He likes putting sheaths together. So I've been thinking of a way that I can do this. But I don't want to mess up these very nice sheaths. I am not a master leather worker, but I did buy leather shoulders. So what I'm thinking of is actually trace this onto a piece of leather, and instead of having this buckle here, I'm just going to remove it and stay with just this one, or maybe put two of them up here. That way I can have a sheath go right here, and then on the side of the knife sheath put the like a fire steel loop, and maybe a small pouch at the bottom for water purification tablets. That's what I'm thinking. And then wrap some of this paratender around it. So essentially, I can build a fire and purify water with just this put together. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right, put that back on my hip. And then I bought this. Now there's a knife store. It's on I-44. When you're on I-44 North and you go into Missouri, I think it's around like exit 29. Like it's barely into Missouri on I-44. There's a knife store up there. You'll see signs for it, Benchmade, Case, you know, whatever. That's where I bought this one, this the Freak M4. But I saw this, and I've been looking for a good axe for a while. I started, again, kind of like on the budget end, like with the Corona saw there. I wanted to start on the budget end, and I've started off with a Fisker's axe. I didn't care for that one. It didn't work really well. Then I upgraded to the Estwing camp axe, and I really like that one. It works really well, but it's a lot heavier because, you know, it's one. Those axes are one solid piece of steel, and they're heavy. So I wanted something a little bit lighter. So I got this is Holtzbrook. If you're in England, or well, not England, but if you're in Europe, you usually refer to these as Haltifors. But this is the Holtzbrook camp axe. I do believe this is the 20-inch model. And this today is also the first time I'm using it. I bought this at the same place I bought that one there in Missouri. Had it for a while, haven't used it yet. So this is just another piece of equipment that I have. Again, this is not a hang on one second. I have to take care of my fire here. I don't think it started with enough small wood to really. All right, sorry about that. Apparently, I didn't put enough small stuff on that to really get the rest of it going. Okay. More knife, obviously. I've had this for a while. I've used it quite a bit. Again, starting off, you know, budget knife. This is the Sandvik. I think it's 12C27, which is a really good stainless steel. $13 knife. I highly recommend these knives. They will baton. They feather stick really well. That tip is really nice for, you know, drilling holes and whatnot. So definitely worth it. Go ahead and get one of those. Okay. Now this, I've had this for a few months. I've used it a lot. I absolutely love this. It does not have the tweezers or the toothpick. It is Victorinox. It is black walnut handles. This is the Victorinox Evolution. It is the 14-in-1. It has the corkscrew. It has knife blade. It has fingernail file, then your fingernail cleaner. It has scissors. It has the can opener with the number. This is supposedly supposed to work for a number 2 Phillips. And then, of course, your flathead, your can opener, and the wire stripper. Now, that's 13. So you're wondering, well, what's the 14th? For some reason, the key ring, they say it's 14. Whatever. Works for me. But I like it. And it fits nicely inside this little case. All right, so now I got kind of away from this. Okay, this, I like this little thing. This is the Fisher Space Pen. It's the bullet. You can get this on Amazon for $22. Yeah, 22 something. And it does take, it is refillable. It's the number 84. Yeah, number 84. Refill. All right. I like this little pen. It's nice. And just to back up, this is the best, well, other than, this is a good pen, but these are the best pens on earth. These are Skillcraft U.S. government pens. If you were in the military, you know how awesome these things are. These pens were actually designed to write in wet conditions, dry conditions. They'll write on just about anything. And there's 5 miles of ink. I don't know who the hell tested that, but that's an interesting thing. 5 miles of ink. So apparently if there's 5-mile long strip of paper, you can draw a line for 5 miles. Interesting. And this part is actually metal. So you could use this as a straw. You could use this to blow on your fire like a bellows. There's probably quite a few uses you could use for these things. And what's really awesome about these pens, they're made by blind people. It's a job that's guaranteed for blind people. It's really cool. Okay, moving on. CRKT M16. This is the 01KS. This is just a cheap little, I got this at Walmart. I think it was like $14. It's the 3CR13 MOV, which is a really cheap stainless steel, but it's a decent knife. It's a thin blade stock, so it's a really nice slicer. And I like the CRKT M16 design. It's actually quite nice. Then I keep an extra Duracell Quantum battery in here for my flashlight. Again, the O-Light. I like this. It's a nice little flashlight, but I don't think I'm going to go much more expensive than that. I usually keep the mini mag lights, which are really good for. They're good flashlights, and they're $20, maybe less. Okay, then I also have, these are Safariland. They are earbuds, ear protection, sorry. And then, of course, I got some pepper spray. Because that is the preferred method of protection. I'd rather not shoot anybody unless I have to. Okay, now wintertime, we all have had problems with our locks being frozen, so it's a good idea to keep some of this with you at all times. Lock de-icer, but it will also work to de-ice padlocks, your door locks in your house, if you know, water gets in it. You could use it for Oh, some people have locking gas caps. It'll work for that. So it's good stuff to have around, and it also de-ice other things other than locks. Okay, now in this back zipper compartment, I really like these Maxpedition packs. Okay, I have insect repellent. I have water purification tablets, and a quick little Smith's knife sharpener. It has the carbide and the ceramic, and then it has the rod for serrated edges. Alright, that's all I got in there. So stick that back in there. Alright, so that's really all I keep in that one. There's quite a bit of other space in there I could use for other things. Of course, now this is a big one. I'm not going to open this because some of the things are actually attached in here. Some of them are not. This is the Maxpedition. I do believe this one is called the Fatty. I think it's called Fatty. It's the biggest one. This one's actually meant for, it has the big piece of Velcro. Like the whole back panel inside this is Velcro, and it actually had the thing that's meant for the gun holster. This is actually supposed to be used for concealed carry, concealed carrying your pistol. It also has, I put these Alice clips on here. I like these Alice clips because they work really well for the MOLLE system, but they also work well for my pistol belt. I have an Army pistol belt with my hands are starting to get a little cold. I'm going to put on these. These are actually my fuel gloves I use for the truck. But they are a fleece-lined synthetic rubber type stuff. But my hands are starting to get cold. So I'm just going to put these on just to keep my fingers warm. I have a fire over there I could go stand near, but that's fine. Okay, but the Alice clips, they work well for my pistol belt, so that's why I keep that on there. Alright, and then this one's empty. This one, okay. This is perfect. I just want to talk about this for a moment. There's really nothing else in here. I do have a spare lighter, a tactical pin, another one of those U.S. government pins. This zipper compartment back here has earplugs. Oh, I don't have enough dexterity with these gloves on. Okay, this right here is actually razor blades rolled up in Gorilla Tape. And then, of course, I have some waxed cord for repairing things. And then this is a water container for the Sawyer Mini. I do have the Sawyer Mini. I also have the one that's meant more for like gravity fed. Except it's not the big bag. But it does have the hose connection, this thing here. You can put this on a 2-liter bottle, and it'll run down through here to your filter, and then you can either drink out of it, or you can use it to pour into another container, which is what I do with them. Alright, but see, okay, I want to talk a moment about, okay, it is a good idea to keep a analog watch with you at all times. The reason for it is because you can use this as a compass. Okay, now how you do it is you take the hour hand and you point it where the sun is. Okay, now since it's in the afternoon, you're going to take the basically the halfway point between this the hour hand and the minute hand. So about the halfway point there, that's south. No, sorry. Fucked. That's north, because the sun sets in the west. So north is behind me here. East is that direction. All right. But, I mean, it takes practice, but there's a lot of information regarding this. So do your own research. Write it down. It's always good to keep it on your paper so that you'll know how to use this as a compass when you get lost somewhere. Okay. So zip that up, close it. All right, now probably a good. I want to talk a moment about this stuff. Okay, Zippo fluid. Okay, I have 2 containers of Zippo fluid. All right, then this is the little bottle that comes with it. All right, I like these things. These are like a forever match kind of thing. They work off of Zippo fluid. Of course, I have a Zippo in its pouch. And then in here, now, I'm sure a lot of us know what these are. This is the Zippo hand warmer. The reason why it's in a bag is because there's really no way to extinguish these things. Once you light them, they got to burn out, unless you put them in this. When you put them in this bag, it suffocates the fire, and it puts it out. So now you don't have to let these things burn out and completely waste your fluid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this thing up, because my hands are cold, and it would be nice. I just broke my damn fingernail. My fingernails, they're brittle. They always have been. So I'm going to use this knife here to open this thing up, because I don't want to break my damn fingernails trying to get this thing open. Yeah, I've always had really brittle fingernails. I'll break them all the time. I was pulling my tarp off one day, off of a load, and as I was pulling it down, I bent all 8 of my fingernails backwards, and that shit hurts. I don't know who, I don't care who you are, that shit hurts. You bend your damn fingernails backwards. But yeah, you just fill this up to the line, and then you just pour this in here. And the heat coming off these things are fucking awesome. I'm going to put this in my pocket, because I still have a few more things to do after I wrap up this video here. I'm getting almost an hour. It's going to take forever to upload this thing tomorrow, but I just wanted to do a little gear review on some of the things that I have. All right, so now what I do with this is I just kind of turn it upside down for a few seconds to try to get that wick wet. All right, and then, see, I know I had another, I know I had another big, it's in my pocket. I have Bic lighters all over the place. I want to, hang on, let me do this first, and then I'll, I always have such problems with this one. I tried to get it to light once before, and it just didn't seem to want to. Yeah, I'm not feeling any heat coming off this thing. All right, let me. Put a little bit on it just to. Oh. I think that worked. And usually you don't. I don't know. I can't. Usually, I got it. I know I got it to work once before. Yeah. All right. Now, I did get it to light once before. And it feels like there's some heat there, but I don't know. It don't seem to be working for me too well. All right, let's see. Put some lighter fluid in the Zippo here. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get one of these larger containers here. See, this thing's making me look bad. Yeah, it ain't working. I don't know. Hell with it. Yeah, this thing's making me look bad. All right. Well, anyway, I don't know if there was anything else. Anything else I really wanted to talk about at this particular moment. I've got a lot of crap spread out all over the place. Oh, shit. Put this back in here. Actually, I think it is getting warm. Yeah. I don't know. I think so. Maybe. Guess I'll find out. All right, let's take this thing apart. So anyway, people, I just Yeah, I think it'd be worth it getting one that actually folds out rather than dealing with trying to stick this thing together. Because this thing is a pain in the butt. I'll tell you that. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do, because it's getting about dinner time, so... Because, you know, with it being winter time, it does get dark earlier in the day. Not quite as bad as it was before, but... It gets dark about 6:30 now. So, yeah, I think I'm going to start making my dinner, and I'm going to use this thing. And then I'll go over, you know, my initial review of this thing after I use it. So it's been a little over an hour. It's going to take forever to upload this stupid video. So, all right. I'm HBJ, and we are lost in the woods. Have a good one.